Hey guys, I'm here with a skincare under the influence, absolutely not sponsored by this Vizzy, which I'm pretending is healthy because it has antioxidants in it. And we are going to talk about SPF. This is the first of two videos. This one I'm going to be talking about the difference between chemical and mineral sunscreens. Get into it, it's going to be very exciting. In a little bit, I'm going to slather myself with sunscreen for you. It's going to be very exciting. So, let's talk about chemical sunscreens first. So, a chemical sunscreen, it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's scary. It doesn't mean that it is toxic to your body. It just means that it's made out of organic materials, not made out of literal rocks like mineral sunscreen is. So don't be scared of it. If you are trying to be eco-conscious, look for ones that say they are reef safe. I wrote these down. I'm still gonna mess them up. Sorry about it. Reef safe means that there is no oxybenzone or octinoxate inside of them. And there are lots of sunscreens out there that are considered reef safe, and that means that they don't have those two chemical compounds in them that have been shown to hurt new coral reef growth. So look out for that if that's important to you. So you can also call them organic sunscreens, which gets confusing. Literally all it means is it's not made out of rocks. Don't be alarmed. They sink into the skin a lot easier than your average mineral sunscreen. They tend to be good for people who want to put it on underneath makeup, kind of like a primer. They're also really good if you are on the oilier side, because you can find a lot of them that have like a matte finish or are oil free. I don't ever use anything that's oil free because I'm dry like a desert, but if you are and you don't need any more oil, look for an oil free one. Those are generally chemical sunscreens, and they're really good if you're more on the melanated side of the spectrum because they don't leave a white cast on your skin. So a lot of darker complexions really enjoy a chemical sunscreen. I've got this one right here. It's by, I don't know how to say this either. It's a Korean brand. It's either Purito or Purito. I'm not sure, but that's what it's by. And it's great for sensitive skin. Actually, I found this one. It's super moisturizing because it has Centella extract in it, which is really good for calming redness and irritation. But it's a really good chemical sunscreen that I use. This is the one that I'm going to be putting on today to show you. Mineral sunscreens, on the other hand, are made out of either zinc oxide or titanium oxide, or like a mix of those two things. And they are best generally for if you have really sensitive or reactive skin, or you have really acne prone skin, really good for that. But a lot of them do leave a white cast. When you see somebody at the beach and they've got like the white on their nose, that's zinc, and that's kind of what they're known for. Some of them are better than others, and you can usually get them rubbed in, but sometimes they need a little more work. If you are looking for a mineral sunscreen and you're having trouble with a white cast, you could always look for one that has a little bit of a tint in it, which is the kind that I currently have. I only have one of each right now because I'm trying not to be like the worst with product hoarding. I know you've seen my pictures. I'm absolutely a product hoarder, but I'm trying to be better. So I have this one by First Aid Beauty, and it's got a tint to it. I've shown it on my stories. You can look in my highlights and check out what that looks like. So that's pretty much your range of sunscreens. From there, you want to make sure that you are looking for one that is at least SPF 30 or higher. That way it's going to give you the best protection, even coverage throughout the day, especially for all of my friends that are here in Florida, that are over in LA, that are in Japan in the middle of sweaty, humid summer. You want to make sure that you've got some coverage going on. Oh, Australia too. You guys, hot as hell over there, I know. So pick one that's SPF 30 or higher, and you want to look for one that's broad spectrum. That means that it's going to cover both UVA and UVB rays, the rays that are the ones that age you and the ones that burn you. You want it to cover both of those things. Sunscreen is important. Even if you don't burn, you can definitely still get skin cancer, and it's a lot harder to diagnose on darker skin tones because it's harder to see. So please make sure that you're wearing SPF. I'm only going to be talking about face SPF today, but just lather it all over yourself. Do yourself a favor. Don't get into the aging. Don't give yourself melanoma. We don't want it. So you should be reapplying every 2 hours like you would at the beach. Think about it like that. In my next video, I'm going to be giving very specific and helpful tips and tricks for reapplying your sunscreen. So definitely watch that one if you are confused about reapplying, or you don't like it, or you don't know how to do it over makeup. Any SPF is better than no SPF. So do some research, read some reviews for some online. Go down a bit of a rabbit hole about it and look for ones that are gonna suit your needs. I'm always looking for something that is moisturizing and that is good for sensitive skin, because those are my concerns. If your concerns are that you want it to sit well under makeup, or you're really oily and you hate how sunscreen feels, look for one that has a matte finish. Look for one that's oil-free. Look for one that people say, hey, this works great as a primer under makeup. Just definitely look at a review. These are really good. Side note. So for your face and your neck, I'm gonna put some on for you so you can see. You should be using about a half a teaspoon, which is way more than pretty much anybody uses. You're like, boop, boop, I did it. It's not enough. Like the American Academy of Dermatology, they recommend a full ounce, like a full freaking shot glass full to do your whole body. So to do your face, you're gonna need more than just like, boop. I find that it's way easier to apply if you do a separate moisturizer and SPF, because you can kind of choose your own adventure that way. I pick a really thick moisturizer and put a little bit of it on, wait for that to sit in, and then I put my sunscreen on top because I need the extra hydration. If you don't, you can either find a really lightweight moisturizer to put on top and a sunscreen that has a matte or oil-free finish, or you can find one that's a little bit moisturizing just as an SPF and use it alone and don't put a moisturizer on. So play with your skincare steps, see what works for your skin, but definitely put an SPF on. It should always be the last step in your skincare regimen, even if your skincare regimen is wash your face and then put a sunscreen on. Good enough for me. So I use something called the 3-finger rule. I've shown this before. This, if I put 3 lines on my fingers, is about enough to do my whole face. So I'm gonna do that now. Again, this one is a chemical sunscreen. So it is white, but it rubs in really easy. So that's about how much I'm gonna put on just for my face. And I wanna make sure that I'm really getting it up in the hairline, around on my temples. If you have sensitive eyes, you can buy a mineral sunscreen to just use around the eye area. It tends to be way less irritating. And if you're putting on makeup over it, you're not even gonna notice the white cast because you're putting something over it. So that's a special little tip if you're doing that. So I only did my face with that amount, and it will sink in. It won't stay super shiny and terrible feeling. Then I'm going to use another round, and I'm gonna do my neck. It's hard to talk while I do this. I'm gonna make sure I get my ears and down onto my chest. If I was wearing this dress outside, I would be using a body sunscreen all over the rest of my chest, on my arms, any skin that is gonna be showing for the day. If I'm going to the beach, I use a different kind of sunscreen. This one's water resistant, but it's not meant for like sports or going in the water. So look for one that's especially for that if you're doing like a beach day or a pool day, something like that. So that's it. It's all rubbed in and a little shiny right now, but give me 15 minutes when you see me in the next video, and I promise it won't look like that anymore. My last tip for this video is to just wait a full 15 minutes, like it says on the back of your thing. Wait 15 minutes before going into the sun. Wait 15 minutes before you do anything. Don't put a primer on over this. Don't start your makeup. Don't do anything. Go grab a coffee if this is when you put it on in the morning. Grab a drink if it's 5 o'clock, like it is here while I'm doing this video, and wait a full 15 minutes. You're gonna get way, way better results with anything that you do after it if you just let it set. And that's all I've got for this one. Come back and see me for the next version of this. If you are interested in tips for reapplying, I'm gonna have tips, a bunch of them. I've got a whole bunch of things that are already sitting up right here because I'm about to film the next one, for both over makeup and just by themselves, to make it easy, hassle-free, not feel like you're wearing the world's worst oily mask. So make sure you see that one. I'm sorry that I ranked really weird like that. And thanks for watching. I love you guys. Bye.